What is up, guys? This is Archdick, and today I'm going to be going over the operator and the amp. I see questions all the time, and including in the alliance that I'm in, people always have questions like, what to use, how to use it, why would I use this over something else, what does 223 mean, what does 212 mean, weird numbers. This is some of the questions I'm going to kind of go over. One of the first things I kind of want to show you guys is the damage that just a really cheap amp can do. I'm going to bring out, well, obviously not these guys. I want to just go over Vombless because they're very similar to what the damage is going to be like to the Eidolon, Tridolon, whatever you guys want to call the whole like capture in PoE. What I'm going to be bringing is, I am going to go invincible just temporarily, and I am going to bring out the enemies and pause these little suckers real quick. And I brought out 5 of them, and let's get over there. Now, personally, I bring Zeneric. Zeneric, whatever you guys want to call it. Oh, geez, they're moving all over the place. Now, as you can see, the damage goes up every now and again. It's because I have a arcane on it. And I'll tell you guys what arcane I have as well. The other thing that I would suggest, and I don't personally have it yet, is as I'm using Zeneric, I have Naramon unbound for the 2 abilities and put on my Zeneric skill tree. Because in my opinion, I only really like to play with Zeneric. Sometimes I use Naramon for focus farming, and I have a video for that as well. I use Banshees for like a 20-minute run. But I do enjoy this. Now, the operator. I do not actually have the one that increases his health and armor. Like, again, this is just going to be what it can and can't do. Obviously, there's not too much to show you, except how much damage the app can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and jump out. Well, let's go ahead and show you guys real quick. Look at those numbers. I love these numbers. I mean, of course, it's not like the greatest. Now, when you have your focus tree completely unlocked, all the other abilities unbound, and one focus with everything unlocked, that's when I tend to go for the higher tier amps. The arcane will probably be pretty similar to the same, so you're not going to have to worry about that. See? I mean, even for a beginner, this is what I would suggest to strive for. Like, and the other thing is, when you level up your amp for the very first time, the Moat amp, when you go to the quill, you're able to guild that amp. Basically what that means is it's unlocking the full potential, and you'll be able to re-level it up to 30. That'll help for 2 reasons. One, you're unlocking the potential, obviously more damage. But the other thing is even though it says that you've mastery ranked that amp, you don't actually get the points until you guild it, which I found by trial and error. Of course, I could have read it, but I didn't, so there you go. But let's go ahead and jump into the amp and operator. Alright, we're just going to cruise by all of my junk. I'm going to go in here. Alright. We're going to go through this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now the operator. I designed him however you want, and that's the whole fun of the game. But the 2 arcanes that I use is Magus Vigor and Magus Elevate. I've seen some changes where people would rather use the Magus Husk for more armor, but I tend to run Chroma normally when I do Tridolon hunts, so Elevate's better. I'm trying to do survivability on Chroma a little bit more. in case a random team that I join just stinks. So basically what Vigor's going to do is it's going to transfer more health to you. So that's how I got to the 450 health on the operator previously before. It normally comes with like, I think 250, so I'm just adding another 200 to it. Like I said, I don't have all of the focus abilities unlocked, and that's why I choose Vigor. Now, Elevate is a little bit different. It's going to restore health to the Warframe, so I jump into my operator, and I get killed, or I jump back into my Warframe, and I got a 75% chance to restore 200% health in case I'm taking heavy damage in the area. Husk, on the other hand, is going to add armor. It's great. I'm working on it. Maybe I'll use it someday. I'm just not now. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. As for that, I'm going to go down to my amp. Now, most people name their amp something fun. I don't. I like to keep track. Basically, this is a Shawak prism, a Pincha scaffold, and a Lauren brace. I believe this is what 223. This is the 223. No, that's a 213. This is a 213. My bad. That's what the numbers mean. Basically, there's an order to Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 items. And since the Shawaka Prism SHW is a Tier 2 amp prism, then it started with the 2. And so on and so forth for the Pincha and Lauren. Now, the arcane that I use is the Strike. The other option is the Fury, I believe. I just kind of like Strike, mostly. I'm in the process of building a Fury. I just haven't farmed for all the Wisp and, what is it, like Centium or Nith? I can't ever remember. Anyways, basically I'll end up with a 20% chance for a 60% critical damage for 4 seconds. Now, whether you have a Volt there or not to shoot through his shields to take down the Eidolon shields, it still does a good amount of damage every so often when it pops up. And that's personally just a personal preference. But out of them, I think the Strike and Fury are the better versions of all the arcanes that you use for the amp. I haven't tested any of the new ones. Obviously, you can only see I have one full set of Strike, but that's because I've seen a lot of videos with various changes, and I want something that's more consistent, not something I have to change every single time they come out with an update. Super annoying. Now, that is all I got for today. Oh, you know what? I will show you my focus. This is what I have unlocked. So obviously I only have Mind Sprint and Mind Setup and my Xeneric setup. I do use Naramon for doing focus runs, like I said, just because it gives you the 45% more affinity for melee weapons. And currently right now I am working on Madurai, which is going to add more energy to my amp. In this case, it'll help, so I can shoot multiple times since it drains 10 energy per second, I believe, and internal gaze eventually, and then I'll be able to recharge that over the course of time. Now, if you guys have gone over the rest of them, this is an Inaru, which I have not unlocked or worked on yet. It might be one of my next ones after Madurai. This is where I can increase the armor. That's where Husk would come in to take over for something like this without you having it. Now, once you increase your armor of the operator and you have on Husk, yeah, it's going to be beefy. And then you got Basilisk Gaze, which increases the radius of your Void Blast. That's going to be helpful as well for other missions, but it's not a necessity for right now. And then I have Bazarin as well. This is going to be a good... Where's the Enduring Tides? Okay, so this is going to increase the health of the operator. That's why I'm using the other arcane. And then regeneration of the health regeneration of the operator for 1 second. That's going to be really nice. Actually, Bastion will probably be after Madurai. But that's what I have unlocked, so you kind of see, like, how would I work my way into, like, a beginner stage to get myself to the good stage without spending, like, hundreds and hundreds of hours just to get to one thing. That's why I use the arcanes that I use. It's basically to protect, to give me time to work on additional ones like Inaro and Vazarin. I can use Zenorite, which is a very popular one, and it gives you energy back, which is very important in a lot of missions these days, since everything has become, I don't know, energy hungry, I guess, if you will, for most frames in the game. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you guys check out my other videos. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you later.